Hello and welcome to the European adventures of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys, who today have brought a French team, Saint-Étienne, all the way to South London. It's very exciting stuff to have European football at the new Plough Lane. It's the dream we always dreamt of. One small problem, we're not doing great. We've got 3 games left in our little round robin. The top 2 teams from the round robin go on to the knockout rounds. I kind of promised the owners of the team that we would find a way to get out of the group stages to the knockout round, so we need to try to get some points here. Saint-Étienne is a good opportunity for that, I think, but the problem is that we aren't very good, you know? I don't know if you guys have noticed that over the years, but I'm just not great at this game, just in general. So we're going to do our best within the limited talents that I have. We've got a ginger referee, which I think should help us out a lot. So I am hopeful. And, of course, we've got other John Green, the walking Ronald McDonald that he is. And then up top, we're starting iSuccess and Dicko, 2 recent signings. Trying to get a good strike partnership going up there. So today I'm going to talk about mental health and medication, and specifically like the taboo around, his name's Harald Fimmler. It's fantastic. The taboo around taking medication. I mean, this is a complicated thing, and I want to emphasize that I'm definitely not an expert. And in general, if you are having problems with, or you think you might be having mental health problems, it's really, really, really important to seek help for that, and not from the internet. The internet is not very good at diagnosing mental health disorders, in my experience, and I have a lot of experience. So yeah, please do seek help from whether it's in your school's counseling services or from professionals. Yeah. So when I was younger, I knew that I had some mental health problems starting around the age of I was aware of the fact that there were things that were problematic around 13 or 14. And I did take some medication when I was a teenager, not with any regularity. I'm not a great medicine taker in general, but I started to feel like I didn't want to take the medication because I thought that it was inhibiting my creativity or making me oh, what a ridiculous save. I felt like it was somehow making me not me, or inhibiting my creativity, or preventing me from feeling the deep way that I needed to feel in order to be a good person or writer or whatever. This is a common thing that you hear, and I certainly don't want to dismiss people who feel that way. But in my case, a lot of what was also happening was that I felt like I was somehow a failure for having to rely on this medicine. Now, a lot of people make comparisons to physical health issues. They say oh, you wouldn't feel, like a failure if you had to take medication every day for diabetes or whatever. But I think that some kind of oversimplifies the problem a little bit, and I also think that there's also a stigma associated with chronic physical health problems, and I think those people are often stigmatized, and their pain isn't treated seriously, and their health problems aren't treated seriously. So I don't want to sort of worsen that problem by saying oh, they've got it figured out in physical health but not in mental health, because I don't think that's quite accurate. That said, I definitely think the way we talk about mental health and medication and treating mental health disorders, which is a complicated thing, and sometimes medication's a part of it and sometimes it isn't, I think the way we talk about it doesn't do us any service, really. I don't think it helps much, and I think it probably makes things much worse. So yeah, when I was younger, I felt like, oh, I can't take this medication because it keeps me from being me, and also because to take it represents like a failure of will or of effort, and that I can figure this out by doing X or doing Y. This did not work in my case, and for a long time I tried to deal with my my mental health I have, just for clarity, I have OCD, but people with OCD usually have a lot of sort of like intermingling anxiety and depression issues. So I ended up, that was just a terrible finish. I ended up, when I was in college, having a pretty terrible period of mental health that began just after my my junior year, in the summer after my junior year, when I was in Alaska. Never go to Alaska. I don't like to blame places for my health problems, but never go to Alaska. And it got really bad. I got pretty sick. I ended up having to take some time off of school and stuff. And that's when I did start taking medication, and or the first time, and it did help a lot. And you would think that, like, if I had done this thing that was like really helping with this, fairly serious problem I had, I would be like, oh man, I should. Are you okay back there, buddy? Are you hurt? Or is it just halftime? He's hurt. Dang it! Meredith, our other right midfielder, is also injured. I'm not going to say I blame you for the situation, because obviously, like, you're just an assistant manager. You're doing your best. But, like, you've got to make sure that we don't overplay these guys. It is totally Meredith's fault. This has been a totally unsuccessful first half. I am deeply concerned about it, and my concern is resulting in me making drastic changes, bringing on Lyle Taylor, Otto Bioakinfenwa, and completely out of position, Wild Shot. I'm going to force the exhausted but beautiful Golden Child to continue on inexplicably playing as captain, despite the fact that he's 14 years old, and make 3 substitutions at halftime, just like the pros do. What are we going to do about our right midfielder situation? I don't know. Pray? By the way, it was an uneventful first half when the main highlight is the players walking out at the beginning of the game. So then it was another, I again sort of like talked myself out of taking medication in any kind of ongoing way, and then had another sort of mental health crisis around the age of 24, which I've talked about a little bit in the past. And then after that, I was on medication for several years, again talked myself out of it. And then for the last many years, I've been on one medicine or another pretty much constantly. And I don't buy the argument that it makes you a worse writer, which I used to believe very deeply. I used to believe it as a point of gospel, like that I was willing, when I would be taking medication, I would say things like, well, this is why, Lyle Taylor, why not pass it to an open Otto Bioakinfenwa in that situation? Sorry, I don't mean to lose my temper with these guys. I would even say to myself, like, well, I'm going to go back on this medication, which will make my writing worse, but at least I won't be so sick, and I will, my health will be better, all that stuff. Oh no, it's a disaster of a pass. If I give up a goal here, I totally deserve to. We're going to pass out of the back, calmly, and then you're going to go to the Golden Child. Excellent. And then you're going to run there. Ooh, yes, Wild Shot. Playing out of position. Marauding. Passing. Shooting. Oh, Lyle Taylor. Oh, probably waited a little too long, but I still think that was a good bit of play. And then the 4'10" tall Golden Child wins a header, which was impressive. And now we're back to getting beat on the wings, like we usually do. Why do you touch the ball and then let it go out of bounds? Okay, we've given up a corner kick. We've got to stay focused. Yeah, so I just don't buy that argument, not least because I wrote most of my most successful books, oh God, while I was taking medication every day. Yeah, so I wanted to make this video just because I did want to say that, like, I don't, like, that I do take medicine to treat my mental health problem. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's a beautiful pass from Lyle Taylor to the big man, the great man, Adebayo Akinfenwa. He's big, he's round, he's worth 10 million pounds. Akinfenwa. What a finish. I mean, that's, first off, gutsy pass, Meredith. I don't like to toot my own horn, but that's a gutsy pass for Lyle Taylor to make to Adebayo Akinfenwa in the box like that. And then Akinfenwa, cool, calm, collected, takes a minute to get the ball out from under his feet, doesn't make a desperate immediate shot like old me would have. He takes a second. There's no reason to get, this is not an emergency. We can crawl our way back. It's that belief that's so key. And so here we are, not to brag about the halftime substitutions or anything. And we shouldn't celebrate before we've won this game, which we definitely haven't. But not to brag about the halftime substitutions, but so far they're working out okay. Okay, there's Akinfenwa. There's Akinfenwa. There's Akinfenwa. He's big and strong, big and strong, big and strong. Golden child, golden child, golden child. John Green! Oh, it's a beautiful finish! One of his first goals of the season. Oh, Akinfenwa pulls it back to John Green. Oh, he's big, he's tough, he has a ginger puff. Other John Green, fantastic. Just, why'd that player get in the way of a beautiful shot? Oh man. Oh God, if it wasn't for the Golden Child's chin strap beard, everything would be going perfect right now. Yeah, so I do. So I take medication. I have for many years, and take it in an ongoing way, and and I think that it will probably be part of my life until there is some kind of great scientific breakthrough that treats my brain disorder more effectively than the current set of tools. One of the problems with the medications, all of them really, is that A, they come with side effects, B, there isn't a great understanding of how this stuff works, what doesn't work, and it's it can be an exhausting and extremely frustrating process. But that said, in the case of anxiety disorders and depressive disorders, they are almost always treatable. People do recover. I am proof of that, but the studies say that a very large majority of people do recover. This is not something that has to kill you. It is not something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. And while it's almost impossible in the moment when you're having a mental health crisis, I think, not to catastrophize, not to spool out and think how unmanageable this will be if it is forever. It isn't forever. And that's an incredibly difficult thing to remind yourself of when it's happening. I mean, I think that's also true of chronic physical pain. But it's so important because it really isn't forever. People get better every day, all the time, and with time, which it's difficult to acknowledge that. It's difficult. It's a hard thing to go through, but it does get better. Oh, they called a penalty. I mean, this ginger referee, who I placed my faith in at the start of the game, where's the penalty? Oh, just because I broke the guy's ankle? Come on. Just because I broke his ankle without touching the ball, there was a little bit of a penalty. Fortunately, we have Shea LaBeouf. Come on, Shea LaBeouf. Stand tall. Great save. He didn't move at all. But oh, it's a beautiful victory for the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. A game we needed to win. We sort of had to win. We did win, including an amazing penalty save by Shea LaBeouf, who scared the penalty taker into hitting the post. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I'm so proud to be a Wimbly Wombly today. Thank you all for watching, and best wishes.